So let's just have a quick recap before I start showing you how to add the curtain functionality. Is right now we have loaded all of our the images information from the list.json and displayed them in a grid of format with aspect ratio 16:9. We've restricted the height of them. We've centered them as well using position, the object position, and so on. And using our other code with our web gallery CLI, we can generate this list.json every single time we add new files to the actual gallery. So the only files that you can see that I have changed right now is the index.html, the gallery CSS, curtain.js, and the gallery.js. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what we've got. You can see I've added this curtain.js file. And let's just start by having let's just talk about what it is that we need first of all. First of all, we want when someone clicks on mouse down on one of these image containers here, we want that there's the scrolling ability is turned off first of all, and then we want that any more clicking ability is disabled from this. And we can do this with a simple curtain, so a box that sits over the top of it that negates all of this, and then we tell the browser, hey, don't scroll anymore on the body. Okay, so that's really simple done, and I like it to be done with a black a slightly transparent black background, so it's basically opaque, but you can see the just see the slightest images in the background there. So you at least know that they are still there, all right? And then there's a close button on it as well to remove it to then go onto another image. But within inside of the gallery, there should be a next image or previous image and so on too, which we'll do in later videos. With that said, let's just show you what we're going to do. So this is basically it. We've got, when we click on it, we put this curtain over the top of it, and you can see the scroll functionality has been removed. And then we've got this close button up here that we can tap on, get rid of it. If we go to the next one and so on, and we get that the correct functionality that we want. And when we resize it, you can see that the curtain stays there at how we want it. So let's have a look at how we've accomplished this. Right. By no surprise, it's done with inside this curtain.js. But let's first of all have a look inside the gallery, what I've changed here. So when we load the gallery now, we are basically going to call display curtain. Now, this display curtain, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to display it, but if it is, it's going to correctly position it every single time, because we are changing it. We are calling load gallery every single time we have a resize of the window. So we've got to call display curtain as well. So that's the only thing that I've really changed here. I've added this handle cell click here as well, right? So every single all of the cells that we have all have the class of cell, which we talked about already. So basically, I'm going query selector all, get all elements with the class name of cell, and then we have the cells. Then we're just iterating over all of the cells and removing any previous event listeners that we had. We don't want like this happening multiple times because we've clicked it, or because it's reloaded or resized or something. The likelihood is that if someone resizes the browser, which I do all the time, this handle cell click will then re-register new event listeners for mouse down, which means when they're mouse down, then you'll get 2 events happened, or 3 events happen, 4 events. It depends upon how many times the person has resized the window. So for that reason, we remove all event listeners for this one function here. So once we've removed it, we then add it again. All right, it's nice and clean. And in this handle cell mouse down, we then say display the curtain, and then just a little bit of debug information here that the cell was clicked. Inside of this display curtain, that's inside of the curtain.js, and we just have then the curtain ID because we need it a couple of times. And if the curtain ID element exists, then we know that it's displayed already, all right? It means that when we say remove, we remove it. We can actually remove this as well. We will remove the curtain, removes all of its child elements as well, which would mean that this would return false and then come here in the next time it's clicked. But if the curtain is displayed, then we're just going to return this position curtain, which we'll talk about in a minute, right? So we're first of all creating a new div tag for the curtain. We are setting an ID for it so we can access it again later. And then we are adding the class name of curtain just so we can access it in CSS as well. We're then creating the close button, giving the close button ID, close button a CSS selector as well, and then we're positioning the curtain after this. All right, so you can see position curtain down here, but let's just continue on, and we are appending the curtain to the body. So this is going to be the last element on of the body's children. And then we're just appending the close button to the curtain as a child member. Now, this is the important bit to stop scrolling. We're saying body.startOverflow is hidden, so this will stop any scrolling happening. And then we're reversing it here by saying auto with inside of the close button mouse down event. And in that, we're saying, hey, curtain remove, and then allow the window to scroll once again. So the position curtain, this is basically the thing that's going to resize it. And the potential bug that you could have if you don't do this, and you just say top, is that you scroll. We need to know what offsets the window actually has at the moment, because you want to have the curtain. If we scroll down and we had it at 0, then the curtain, the close button, will be a lot higher based upon the offset that's been scrolled already. And it's basically this gap here that you see. This is information above, and the close button is then way above that relative to this space here that's already been scrolled. Okay, so by doing the offset, you're saying, hey, place it 10 pixels from the top. However, add this one offset onto it as well. All right, and that does then the width and the height, because yeah, you want to know what the width and the height of the curtain is. And remember that the button is relative to its parent, or it's absolute, but that is relative to its parent, which is position absolute as well. So it means it positions itself within inside of its parent too. So this is only pertinent to the curtain. So this is then called every single time, and then that's basically it. It's nothing more than that. And now we have this canvas where we can display an image with inside of it, and then the other next or previous buttons, and put any key events on there to handle the cursor right, cursor left, or the arrow right, arrow left, or whichever one you want to say. So we can go through all of the images as well. I see there's like a white line down the bottom, or maybe there's not. Maybe that was just. Mm, okay, it didn't like that though. That's not that. Okay, that's just an interesting thing. Okay, it did handle that. That's fine. So let's just move that up. Yeah, there seems to be a white line down the bottom, but that could just be Chrome down here. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. See what's happening with this. I'll stick it on another screen. See, you can't see this, but I'll have a quick look. See if that. Well, it's not doing it on this screen. Let me have another look again. Oh, it is doing it on that screen. So there's definitely like 1 pixel or something still not 100% there, which I'll have to have a look into. But I'm not going to worry myself about it right now, because only people with my attention to detail are going to notice that. Other people are not going to notice it, but we will fix it. With that said, super simple idea here so far. As you can see, you don't need the likes of jQuery, you don't need the likes of React, Vue, Angular, or whatever. You don't need any Node. You could just do this. Okay, fair enough. We wrote a script with Swift. You don't have to use Swift to generate this here, and you could quite easily just add these images yourself to this one file as well, so you don't have to go and write a script. I'm a Swift developer, so I just wrote this code really quickly to automate it for me, and I would probably have this script run here, like pre-commit. Before I committed it, I would check I would let Git execute this and then add the images in there as well. All right, to it. So with that said, this is now the gallery is coming on nicely. The next task will be to place the actual active image in the middle to display it. Yeah, and then we'll move on later on to add then the previous and next buttons, etc., etc. With that said, I hope you got something out of this one video. I hope you're learning something so far. Yeah, if you do have any questions, feedback, concerns, anything like that, as always, feel free to start a conversation in the comment section down below. I do answer all questions or anything like that. If you've got any critiques, or be aware I will answer you truthfully. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I will answer truthfully, and if you say something nice, I'll answer truthfully and say thank you as well. With that said, thanks very much for watching. My name's David Dawn. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.